Crystal, thank you so much for joining us. Just in a nutshell, tell us what it means being intersex. What is an intersex person?
Hi, good morning everyone, and it's a pleasure being here. So what it means being an intersex person is that someone that is born with sex characteristics or sex traits that does not typically fit the binary notions of either male or female. Just an example, you could be a female and you can have an XY chromosome, which technically, medically speaking, in the normal standards, that male have an XY chromosome.
Okay, now does this normally show up at birth?
Some intersex traits, you can see them are visible at birth. However, some is only found out in a later stage in life. Like myself, I only found out much later in life.
Yes, I wanted to get there because you speak a lot about your particular circumstance. Tell us how you actually got to find out later on in life.
Yeah, so, well, I was born obviously with, as well would say, typical female genitalia, and obviously I was assigned as a female at birth. However, going through my teenage years, I just discovered that my body wasn't developing as other girls or my friends, and I felt I was a bit different. So like one sign was in my teenage years, I never got my menstruation cycle, or your period as people call it, and also my breast development wasn't as a fast pace as others, and this led me to go to the hospital with my mother, and we had to go undergo some testing. The testing was quite invasive, and it took for over a year, basically, different scans, different sonars, CAT scans, everything. And it was discovered that I am born without uterus and fallopian tubes, and I had internal testes, which means I had typical female genitalia, and from the outside I would look like a female. However, in the inside I never developed any female genitalia, and also later in life as well, I found out that I actually have an XY chromosome, which means I'm intersex because I'm a female with an XY chromosome.
Now, this leads us to Caster Semenya's story. Now, you are part of the Secretary of Intersex South Africa. You've released a statement. In your statement, you're saying we're not only saddened by the CAS decision, but enraged. And then you go on to say in your statement, the IAAF is complicit in the ongoing human rights abuses against not only Semenya, but countless other vulnerable persons. So you are saying this is a human rights issue.
Yes, definitely. Intersex people, as statistics show, we're about 2% of the population, which means there are billions of intersex people. But intersex people has always been marginalized, and we are always oppressed. The world wants to erase intersex people, therefore they do intersex surgery at the young age. They put you on hormone replacement therapy so they can change your body in the way they think you should be. Because the world is trapped in binary notions of male and female, they don't think there's people outside of the scope, and we are here, we are intersex people, and we're going to fight for our rights to not be erased, because we want to be who we want to be and how the Creator made us. So we don't want you to change our body. We want to have the self-determination, the rights over our body, so we can decide who and what we want to be.
Now, Crystal, do you think one of the biggest problems is that maybe for intersex people there's not a natural category, because you're looking at sports as men, women, blank? What are your thoughts?
Sorry, Tony, I actually lost you there for a moment,
Okay.
so can you please repeat the question?
Okay, now I will. I'm saying, do you think one of the problems is that there isn't a category, a natural category for intersex people? Because at the moment we just have male and female, and that's it.
I don't feel that. I think that is also the discrimination as the world sees, because why should we be different? Because before we are male and female, we are human at the end of the day. Caster Semenya example, she was assigned as a female as her birth. So what makes the world decide that she can't do sports as a female in the category of a woman, because that is her gender that she was labeled at as birth. So why should there be another category? Because I was labeled as male at birth and I am intersex. I should be able to participate in sports as a man. If I was gender assigned as female as birth and I'm intersex, I should be able to partake in sports as a woman. There shouldn't be a different category. At the end of the day, we are all humans, and at the end of the day, people are being hurt at the moment.
All right. Well said. That's Crystal Hendricks from Intersex South Africa. She's the Secretary of Intersex South Africa, talking to us from our Cape Town studio.